My roommate walked out naked while my boyfriend was over. She insists it was unintentional, but with everything she said about him, I'm starting to think it wasn't an accident at. I'm 21F, my boyfriend is 22M, and my roommate is 27F. I am still in whiplash after what happened last night when my boyfriend came over. For some context, I've been renting this room since January, so I'm still fairly new to everyone's routine. I have a total of 3 other roommates. For the most part, everyone is very respectful of each other's space, privacy, boundaries, etc. That's why I still can't believe what occurred last night. I had my boyfriend Ricky over because it was his off day, and we just finished working out and had dinner together. We were trying to find a good movie to watch, ended up watching Spaceman. It's absolutely amazing 10/10. The roommate in question is Callie. Her room is directly across from my room, with a bathroom right in between us. The first half of the issue starts when my boyfriend goes to use the bathroom. Right as he's leaving, she's trying to open the door and says that she left her glasses inside. She is only wearing a towel wrapped around her because she showered not too long ago. This is important to the second part. Ricky gets out quickly and comes back to bed with me, tells me about it, and I just brush it off because the towel was wrapped around her. No big deal to me, but keep in mind that she's nearly walked in on me before when Ricky was staying over, like the door is closed. She knocks and doesn't wait for an answer and tries to open it. Now, the second part of the incident is when I have to use the bathroom. We're watching Spaceman and I have to use the bathroom an hour in. As I'm leaving my room, I see that her door is cracked and I barely have time to react when she also steps out of her room wearing nothing. The towel that was wrapped around her prior was now only hanging in front of her. I fully saw her breasts and pubic area, so I know she wasn't wearing like Skims or something. She sees me, says, "Oh," and I'm just in shock, and I say something like, "Oh, do you want to go first?" I go back in my room and tell Ricky what happened. Now, I already have my opinions on why that happened and why she did what she did. My question is, what the hell do I do about it? Is the best course of action to confront her? I'd personally love to avoid any conflict because, again, I've only been living with them for a couple months, and I think having a convo about seeing her naked is very uncomfortable for the both of us. One solution, Ricky said, was that we go to the bathroom together from now on, but I know that's not exactly plausible because he has to use it much more often than I do. I really don't know how to go about having that conversation if I even need to have it, so any advice you have for me, I would really appreciate. Another question too, is it wrong for me to feel like she's possibly done it on purpose? She has made it clear she's very single and described my boyfriend as her type, white with tattoos and in the Navy. She talks to our other roommate how she's been striking out and hasn't been late in a while. There's a lot of other contexts where she said notable things about me and R that had me scratching my head. Update 1. Okay, so here's the update for my situation. I've tried to make this as concise as possible. Just know that I am gobsmacked by what our third roomie, Elena, has told me. I texted her yesterday while we were both at work to see if it's normal for that to occur. Elena said we would talk later in the evening, and we did. To start off with, Kali is 37, not 27 as she has told me. Even the Facebook ad for the room said everyone is in their 20s. Come to find out that's not true, good on her because she did look older, just not 37 older. Elena has been a roommate with Kali for much longer than me. She's communicated to me her shock that it happened, and said Kali is more often than not drunk as hell. She's an alcoholic, and last night when Elena and I had our convo, Kali was drinking in her room, stumbling around and broke the shower rod in the bathroom. Elena said that Kali was drunk the night that she come out naked. And our fourth roommate, Tyler, who is a male, also saw her naked when she was going into the bathroom because he was in the kitchen. From what he said, he has never seen her exposed like that. Kali, Tyler, and I share the bathroom, so no, her being a nudist is not a thing. Elena also confirmed that what happened was not a normal experience and that she had never seen Kali this bad before. Some things Elena mentioned also point to Kali being low-key a pick. Elena has said that whenever she has a conversation with Kali, she's always talking about these potential guys she's talking to, these sailors who are hitting her up, and lots of military guys in general. I noticed this as well when she talks to me. She has asked me to set her up with Ricky's friends and coworkers, but she was adamant about not seeing these 2 single coworkers. In a comment, I mentioned how they're local, Hawaiian and Filipino, but she denied them because she likes her men white. And also, the guys that would be considered her type are our age, much younger, and a lot of them are already seeing someone. We actually hooked up one of Ricky's friends with my own girlfriend, so that was really fun. In fact, when Elena met Kali was talking about how she loved black men. Then when Elena started seeing white guys, Kali started talking about liking them too. Elena has never brought a guy home until last month because of Kali, take that how you will. So many small details that didn't make sense in my mind about Kali finally came together when Elena started talking about her experience. Like how Kali would have the same convo over and again with me. Likely because she can't remember them, about Ricky, what he does in the Navy, he's a master at arms, meaning he's base police, and what gate he works at, how I sleep over at his place, but I'm not supposed to, etc. This detail is only important here. Callie does work with the Navy base housing and she does have access to base. Her asking about what gate he works at was very unusual because the person you see at the gate is different every day. She's asked multiple times about which gate he works at. There is also an instance that I'm pretty sure Callie was flirting with my dad when he came over to help me move a couple times. And afterwards, she said how I should let her know if my dad is coming because she didn't know that day. The next time I texted that I was coming to move, she was wearing a red strapless bodycon dress. Elena also confirmed that she remembers that and also thought it was weird because that's not what Callie usually wears at home. Everyone tells me my dad is a good-looking guy, I just don't see it. Elena, who's been renting here the longest, has said that she is able to kick Callie out but expressed that she feels bad due to her not having anywhere to go. After confiding in Elena, she's agreed to initiate the convo about what happened the other night. Perhaps I will update on that later if it's substantial enough. For the people saying I'm insecure or trying to be controlling, I am comfortable and confident in my relationship and body. Both Callie and Elena wear what's considered as tight/revealing clothes with no bra, occasionally when Ricky is around, and I have no issue with it. I've never made it a problem with them, or Ricky. He is always respectful to them. The issue is with the fact of nudity when she has never done this before according to Tyler and my own knowledge. I am not objectifying nor sexualizing her body by expressing my discomfort. The whole reason why I left my prior living situation was because my old roommate, someone I trusted and lived with, had taken advantage of me when I was inebriated. When I saw her naked, I was in a shock that was similar to when I was assaulted, and I just backed out of there as fast as I could. I have told Callie what happened to me so she knows the situation. For those saying to have a threesome, Ricky has been very clear he is not interested in that with anyone, and I do not see myself consenting to that seeing as I'm straight. Maybe it's some of why all's wet dream, but we can live without it. Thank you very much. I mentioned in a comment, but Ricky only comes over a couple times a week due to our conflicting schedules. He typically will stay over Wednesday and or Thursday night, and I'd stay with him at his place Friday and Saturday nights. I've asked my roommates prior to moving in if it is okay to have overnight visitors, and they were completely okay with it. Also, he lives on base, and I'm not able to go on and off without a sponsor or ID. A routine for me to stay over is that I leave my car in a safe neighborhood. He picks me up off base, and then we go on base together. Doing that throughout the work week would be difficult because he starts at 4 and I have the typical 9-5. For my comment about spacemen, why all have really never heard of subjectivity and opinions, me and Ricky enjoyed it. Get over yourself. I told my husband that if he pays me an hourly rate, I'll do more housework. I am a steam fitter, but I've been at it for a while, and I'm in supervision. With bonuses and incentives, but not counting benefits, I earn over $100 an hour. I also work out of town. I started doing that kids were old enough to take care of themselves with their dad at home. So when my youngest was in middle school and the oldest was a junior in high school, it is great. Our retirement savings are piling up and we have been able to splurge on the kids and ourselves. My husband is upset, however, because I decided to pay for a cleaning lady. He and I discussed it, and we agreed that him and the kids didn't do a great job keeping the house clean and tidy while I was away. I hated coming home to a mess. It caused a few fights because it was like they expected me to come home and clean up after them. Having her is fantastic. I come home to a clean house and I am happier. My kids have more time to study and do extracurriculars. They still have chores and they are still expected to clean up after themselves. My husband came to me last time I was home and said we should cut back on the service when I'm home, that I should be doing more housework. He thinks that we are wasting money. I said that I work 14 days in a row and that those are 13-hour days. Yes, it is mostly paperwork, but his job as it isn't much more physically challenging. I said that I could offer him 2 options. If he wanted, we could completely get rid of the service and him and the kids could make sure the house was in good shape when I got home. Or he could pay me my hourly rate to do extra housework when I am on my days off. He is upset with me and insists that I'm being financially manipulative. I think if he and the kids actually did what they are supposed to do when I'm a white bone of this would be an issue. Reddit. Am I the asshole?